Hey everyone, welcome back to TechBit Academy. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling something absolutely crucial. We are looking at the ultimate safeguard against those massive, headline-making product failures, the software testing lifecycle, or STLC. If you've ever wondered how top-tier software runs so flawlessly out of the gate, or conversely, why some major releases totally crash and burn on launch day, well, you are in the right place.
Right off the bat, before we even get into the mechanics, I want you to think about this. What is the true cost of a software bug? Seriously, imagine the extreme financial and reputational ruin of discovering a fatal defect only after a product has hit the open market. We're talking about shattered user trust, systems literally crashing, and the skyrocketing costs of scrambling to issue emergency patches. Catching a bug after launch is pretty much every developer's worst nightmare.
So, let's jump right in. What exactly is the STLC? At its core, it's a sequence of very specific activities conducted during the testing process to ensure software quality. It dictates exactly what to test and, just as importantly, when to test it. Now, you probably already know about the broader software development lifecycle, the SDLC. The STLC runs right alongside it, but with one major difference. It is relentlessly, 100% focused only on testing. It's a dedicated, parallel track that acts as your quality watchdog at every single step.
Let's look at Section 1, Objectives of Testing and STLC Goals.
The core objectives here really revolve around a single mission: protecting the final product. We're making sure the software actually meets the business requirements by fully validating and verifying the system. But the real kicker? Identifying defects early. Catching those villainous little bugs right at the start is literally infinitely cheaper than trying to fix them way later on. Every single step we take in the STLC is designed to hit these exact targets and save everyone a ton of headaches down the road.
Moving on to Section 2, Preparing the Tests and the STLC Phases.
Okay, here's your macro view roadmap. The STLC isn't just guesswork. It's broken down into 6 highly structured phases. We start at requirement analysis, move through test planning, test case development, test environment setup, test execution, and finally wrap up with test closure. We're going to walk through each of these phases right now so you can see exactly how a rough concept transforms into a bulletproof, battle-tested reality.
We kick things off with Phase 1, Requirement Analysis. The main goal here is super straightforward. Understand exactly what needs to be tested. Because, let's face it, you can't test what you don't understand. To make sure absolutely nothing slips through the cracks, this phase produces some really concrete deliverables. The team translates all those initial requirements into a Requirement Traceability Matrix, or RTM. This basically maps every single feature requirement directly to a specific test, giving us a definitive list of testable requirements to set our foundation.
Once we actually know what we're testing, we slide directly into Phase 2, Test Planning. If Phase 1 was the what, Phase 2 is the how. The goal is to define the overarching strategy and lay out the exact plan for the testing cycle. The team gets this locked down into a formal test plan document, and alongside that, they put together an effort estimation, which is crucial because it ensures everyone knows exactly how much time and how many resources this whole thing is going to take.
All right, transitioning into Section 3, Building the Test and Creating Assets.
Welcome to Phase 3, Test Case Development. The goal here is simple but intensive. Create detailed test cases and test data. Honestly, I like to think of this as the team crafting their weapons. They're literally building the specific tools they're going to use to hunt down those bugs. Out of this phase, you get the detailed test cases, your automated or manual test scripts, and the actual test data that you'll feed into the system just to see how it handles the pressure.
But here's the thing. You can't just run those test cases in a vacuum, right? That brings us to Phase 4, Test Environment Setup. You've got to prepare the exact environment where all this testing is going to happen. You need a functional, stable arena. So the deliverables here are a fully ready test environment and, crucially, your smoke test results. If you're not familiar, smoke tests are basically quick, initial checks to validate that the environment is actually stable enough before you unleash the heavy, real testing.
Moving into the final stages, we have Section 4, Execution and Closure, finalizing the STLC.
Phase 5, Test Execution, is where the rubber finally meets the road. This is the critical moment of action. The goal is to actually run all those test cases we just built and actively identify the defects. This is the official bug hunt. As the team uncovers issues, they generate the key deliverables:
a comprehensive test execution report, and official defect reports. These document exactly what went wrong, giving the developers precisely what they need to go in and fix it.
And finally, we reach the end of our step-by-step journey with Phase 6, Test Closure. Once the execution is totally done, the goal is to evaluate the entire testing process and finalize all the reporting. Everything gets wrapped up nice and neat. The deliverables you walk away with here are a formal test summary report and detailed test metrics. This gives the stakeholders a totally clear, quantified picture of both the software's overall quality and the testing process itself.
When you look at the entire process laid out end-to-end like this, from requirement analysis all the way down to test closure, you can really see how every single phase produces a tangible, defensive deliverable. Whether it's the RTM, the effort estimation, or the defect reports, every single step provides an explicit layer of armor defending your product against a catastrophic failure.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. What actually happens to a software product when these rigorous SDLC phases are just skipped entirely? Imagine the chaotic, incredibly costly alternative of blindly releasing untested, unverified software into the world. No RTM, no smoke tests, no defect reporting. It's a disaster waiting to happen. The SDLC isn't just bureaucratic red tape, it is absolutely vital for ensuring the technology we rely on every day actually works. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep questioning how the systems around you are built.